Okay, welcome to the tutorial about how to use the audience cam. And the reason why we have such a function, such a feature in AVA360VR is that what you see in VR, which is often three-dimensional, has a really immersive feel, when you display that onto the screen and then you show that screen to an audience, then what they want to see might be different from what you want to see in VR. So we can actually keep the sense of immersion in VR while showing the audience different aspects of the scene or the tools that we're using. And the way to do that is if you've got your controllers, and you'll see these. The issue is that when we try to show you this, you'll need to look at the top left to see that in the two round circles, what I am seeing here. Because what you'll see in the viewport when you play the video, the main video window, well, you won't see everything. You'll see things change there because that's what the audience sees. So what we've done is up in the top left, given you an idea of what I am seeing right now. And then in the rest of the video, you have an idea what the audience will see at the same time. Because if I now twist my right controller, at a certain point appears a little video window called, in this case, My Headset. And that shows the current view that the audience is seeing. And that is identical to the view that's shown on the main video right now. Whereas on the left controller, if I press the trigger, then you'll get a change of view for the audience. But nothing will change in the scene. And you can only press the trigger, the left trigger, while you're showing a view cam. So here we have a viewport for the audience cam. So if I press the trigger now, it'll switch to third person view. And this is over the shoulder. You can see if I turn, it's a dampened image. It doesn't change so fast. Also, if I rotate my head, it doesn't change. So I can see that on my viewport here, and if I put my controllers back, it disappears. And that means I can still carry on working here, but the audience will see what this third person view, which is often better for those who feel a little bit sick watching. If I use the trigger again on the left controller, this, as you can see, if I rotate my head, then the actual video for the audience will rotate as well. So this is a bit more stable. It's an over-the-shoulder view, like in a computer game. And you can see it's a little bit over my shoulder behind me, looking at what I'm doing with the controllers here. So that's the two basic views, my headset and my third person. If you just keep pressing the trigger, you'll switch between them. So if we go back to my headset, what you also have is for other tools, different views. So we'll just show this one, which is the slide presenter, but there is also for the transcript viewer. So if you open the transcript viewer, then you have a choice to see the transcript only, or the audience has that choice while you're manipulating tools in virtual reality. So we'll show that just for this tool, the slide presenter. So if I click on the slide presenter, then we get the slide tool in front of me. But what you will see, if you look at the main video, in this video itself, you'll see there's a slideshow taking up the whole picture. Whereas in the two circles up on the top left, you'll see I'm actually seeing still the immersive world. If I press the trigger, I go back to my headset, and you can now see in the main video what I'm seeing as well. You can see a third person and go back to slideshow. So that means you can talk in a conference or with an audience to your slideshow, and then switch back to doing stuff in VR, go to maybe third person, and then back to slideshow. And this is only one slide here. You could have a number of slides and then move between them, and the audience will see those slideshows very clearly on the screen. If I close it, it disappears, and it goes back to just the two views, my headset and my third person. Those are the two views I'm looking at here on my controls. And you can do that with a transcript view as well. So if you open the transcript viewer, then you'll see that the view will change to just show the transcript for the audience, and as you play, they will see the changes, and then you can jump in and out of that transcript and what you're seeing in the scene as you feel appropriate. You've got to always remember that what you're doing in VR, if you're using this functionality, then you've got to be careful that you don't think that the audience is looking at one thing. In fact, they're not looking at that just because you happen to be looking at it. So right now, I'm in third person view. If I switch to my headset, then that's the view that I see. Wherever I look is what the audience see. That isn't the same as my third person, which is a bit broader, roughly the same, but slightly slower. If I move very fast, it has to catch up. And the controllers are rather small. So just giving you some idea of the different functionality to do with how we can use the audience cam viewport. If you do the volcap tutorial, you'll see there that in the volcap tutorial there's some extra views which are giving you a much more flexibility how you want the audience to see what you're up to in replaying a volcap. So take a look at that tutorial to figure out how that works.